How's it going, everybody? And welcome back to another episode of the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles Adventures.
Starring Beppo in the corner,
Yes.
sniveling.
So, last time we found out that stuff happened. I'm pretty sure Bruce Fairplay was actually lying about the events that happened in the Omnibus, or really exaggerated the truth, and then found out that he was also someone who donated or took out a loan from Mr. McGilded. So we're like, hey, you're probably not telling the whole truth. And now we're asking them for more information.
And now we're going to kill him.
Yes. So yeah, we're just going to hop into it.
All right.
There was blood on both hands of the assailant. I sincerely and distinctly remember that. However, I suppose you might say that I didn't see the exact moment of the stabbing transpired? If
What
that matters.
inspired this stabbing?
I remember seeing the knife, and I remember seeing both of the attacker's hands with blood on them.
I didn't actually see anything myself. No, none of that until I heard that scream.
Well, your eyes are fucking closed, so...
Anyway, the fact remains, there can't have been anyone else inside that carriage, or we all would have seen.
Jesus.
Well, oh my god.
He's like, good God.
This is terrible. Well, lo and behold, in truth of fact, not one of you was witness to the crucial moment the crime was perpetrated, you idiots. I apologize, my lord, but honestly, there was no one else inside that carriage, and the man's hands were covered in blood. That much incriminating evidence is tantamount to saying we saw the man do it. You either saw it or you didn't, dude. That's really not what testimony is about. Shut the fuck up. Let us examine the interior of the omnibus once more.
Ew.
Blood. The victim's fresh blood is clearly visible on the seat, corroborating the witnesses' accounts. It seems like the blood came from their asshole. Poor bastard.
Typical asshole bleedery.
In other words, there's no substantial nor significant change in the facts in this case. That was weird. Very well. Your cross-examination, please, counsel. Yes, my lord. They're gonna need some counseling after I'm done with them. What does that even mean?
Oh, you know. Hold it! All right. Hold what?
No, the evidence tells us otherwise. We have the gloves the defendant was wearing on the night in question in the court record. I'm well aware of that, sir, but nevertheless, I know what I saw, and I stand by it. The man had blood on both of his hands. He's defiant, even in the face of hard evidence. Maybe some soft evidence would work. He's steadfastly refusing to admit that he might be mistaken about what he saw. But why? The reasoning is dire. I'm sorry, were you talking to me? One hand or two, the salient point remains unchanged. Minutes after the grim crime, the victim's blood dripped guiltily from the accused's fingers. It's crazy. However, I'm staring angrily at Lady First.
Oh, I'm not doing anything.
Don't try to downplay this. Whether or not you saw the exact moment of the crime is a matter of fundamental importance, as well you know. But, for crying out loud, we all know that no one else could have possibly have done it. I was just trying to save us all some time. That's not how that works. You have a loan of 20 guineas outstanding with the defendant, do you not? How'd you hope to release yourself from that financial burden by ensuring the defendant was found guilty? A little bit. Well, that's not entirely not what I was hoping for. I just lost a little guinea or 10 when I backed the wrong horse in the Derby, that's all. I was going to win it all back. There's a fixture this weekend, that's a sure thing.
Yeah, that's what they all say, pal.
A little guinea or 10? I'm a banker. No bats an eye if I borrow a little spending money for the weekend. No. I think you may have revealed rather more about your character than you bargained for, sir. Those witnesses' scruples are not on trial here. Proceed to the next witness. Is that really how it's supposed to work? It is, because I said so. Hold it! You definitely saw that, too. Blood on both hands?
Yes, sir. I mean, I know what you're going to say. Only one of Mr. McGildig's gloves has any sign of blood on it.
How did you know?
Because I have eyes.
That's right.
The thing is, as far as I remember, sir, when I looked down and saw Mr. McGilded sitting, beside the other fellow,
Shitting on the other fellow.
shitting, he was just totally butt-ass naked. It was wild. I don't believe he was wearing any gloves, sir.
He wasn't wearing these gloves?
He wasn't wearing the gloves. That's correct, sir. I saw the blood on both his bare hands quite clearly.
On his bare ass. It's true that the dark colored stain on the dark leather gloves wouldn't be easy to see. I should point out the police officer who apprehended the accused on the night in question reported that there was no trace of blood on Mr. McGilded's gloves' hands. Gloves' hands? Yep. There wasn't blood on his hands? This is puzzling indeed. This must be significant somehow. I'm sure of it. Don't talk to me.
Hold it!
You didn't see anything. Oh, yes, sir. That is to say, no, sir. I didn't. Very sorry for what I said before, sir. Very sorry, yes, I guess. It was very wrong of me to make up stories and say that I saw him stab the man.
Yeah, you're right. What the fuck?
What did you agree, sir? Please, help me. I know what you're insinuating, but I certainly wasn't making up stories.
Please help me.
Still to say you saw nothing isn't right either, is it? No, sir. I saw nothing at all. Mr. Beppo, you were driving your horses. At the very least, you must have enjoyed a good view of London streets, no? No,
What
it
are you
actually
doing?
fucking sucked.
I hate it here.
Do you like London? No. Oh, please. You didn't even see that? My fucking eyes are so cold that they're frozen shut.
My eyes
so
are
cold that
so
night.
cold.
You see, it was all I could do to keep from passing out, sir. Yes, my head was fairly frozen solid. Sorry to say, sir.
My brain was fucking thawing as we
My
spoke.
brain is half frozen. To avoid trouble in the last omnibus service of London's cold winter nights. Beppo! No!
God.
Actually, you bitch, I don't bow down to anyone.
Beppo, supreme ruler. Beppo for president.
And everything you saw of the incident was through the skylight on the roof of the omnibus? That's right. I was fiercely cold that night. It was. But the glass wasn't frosted over.
Oh, yes, I remember I was shivering. He was so bitter.
This is my testimony, first of all. Which rather
What?
begs the question of why the pair of you were sitting on the roof deck in the first place. Well, I don't know about this young fellow, fuckhead, but I couldn't enter the cabin. Oh, why not? It was locked from the inside. I tried knocking, but no one opened the door. It was locked?
You're
That's
lost.
right. It was a public bus service, for pity's sake. That's not what I call fair play. And my name is Fair Play. I know all about that.
And mine isn't. Yes, I had the exact same experience.
Should be second instead of first.
Right.
That's all you'll ever be.
All right, I've had it up to here with your attitude. I tried knocking, but the gent inside just gestured to me to clear off. So I had no choice but to climb up to the roof deck and look down longingly into the warm cabin below.
This poor boy.
Well, I can assure you I wasn't just looking down, I was glaring, long and hard, like something
Well,
else.
You are
And
an
that's
asshole.
precisely why I can tell you with absolute confidence that if there was anyone else at all in that cabin, I would have noticed. I hate talking to all of you. Unequivocal, I would say. I'm not sure about these two witnesses. Could they really have seen everything inside the cabin through the skylight?
They might
They might not
have
have.
been able to.
Allow me to confirm one thing, Mr. Fairplay.
No.
You were riding this omnibus. No, I was riding your mom.
Oh,
And witnessed the events in the cabin through the skylight and the floor of the upper deck. Is that right? Also, you better tape out what you just said, because I'm going to kill you. Do it, bitch. That's right, yes.
Just silence. The entire courtroom goes silent. They're like, damn.
In that case, I have a sword and you don't, so let's see who wins. There is a portion of the cabin interior that would have been out of sight for you. From you. What? Yeah, let's start with your face.
By
Those are
golly,
very sus.
really?
Obviously, at this
Bali.
stage, we can't say for sure. But the possibility cannot be denied. At the time of the incident, there could have been another passenger in the enclosed cabin of the omnibus.
Objection!
It was her
No.
mom.
Enough hypothetical meandering, my Nipponese friend. The prosecution demands that you substantiate your claims. after all. The scene of the crime is here in the flesh. Very well, I will uphold the prosecution's demand. You will
Wow.
identify the area on this cross-sectional plan of the omnibus. Where exactly in the omnibus are you suggesting that this potential extra passenger could have been situated? Well,
Get wrecked.
both rows of seats on the roof face the direction of travel, whereas the seats in the enclosed cabin face each other, which means the visible part of the cabin which passengers on the roof deck can see through the skylight
Look at all my
is
friends.
as I've drawn here. Damn. That's right, my lord. As you can see, the seat opposite the one on which victim and his attacker were sitting is obscured from view. In other words, if someone had been sitting on that seat, it's quite possible that these witnesses would have been completely unaware of it. Grrr. How did he know?
Objection!
No. It's quite possible some phantom was sitting there. Human infinities have a forbidding habit of obscuring the truth with ambiguity. Yes. Sounded like you struggled with that word. I concur with the prosecution's rejoinder. In a British court of law, evidence is paramount. I cannot entertain this conjecture, counsel. That is, unless you're able to put a name to this mysterious passenger to whom you allude.
Can you, Mr. Naruhodo?
Yeah, Billy.
Billy?
I honestly don't know. Who could it have been? Phoenix Wright? Who could
Whoa,
have been in the other
who's that?
seat, which was out of sight from the witnesses on the roof deck? I understand, my lord. The defense would like to put forward a name.
It better not be
I
mine.
need another drink. You are a fool. The response was desperate attempt by a man who has no notion of his own limitations.
This is desperate now.
A toast to hard lessons not yet learnt. Let us not delay, counsel. The defense is still to name the passenger on the other seat.
Owie.
This could be it. This could
You
be the
said
chance I've been
owie
waiting
before
for.
impact.
To turn the trial in my favor. On that night, on the night of the murder, the person occupying the seat in the omnibus cabin that was obscured from view was
Susato.
McGildy.
male strong heart.
Male Armstrong.
The passenger in the enclosed cabin that the witnesses on the roof deck failed to see has to have been Mr. Magnus McGilded.
Mr. Who?
Mick,
Mr. McGilded.
what are you talking about, counsel? That's the name of the defendant. Yeah,
Very
'cause if he was
good.
obscured, then that means we
Objection.
win. You dumbass! If I desecrate this chamber by smashing my hallowed chalice, do forgive the discourtesy. Lord Von Zeus, that was so cool. Do it again.
All right.
People talk of those tiny island nations in the Far East as having a learning and culture of their own. But I see they use the terms ill-advisedly. What are you trying to say, dude? Why are you so mean? Let me explain in terms that even a student of an artless backwater such as yourself might understand. Damn, that's harsh.
Ouch.
When the bloody scene unfolded, the victim and his assailant were sitting side by side. Multiple witnesses have attested to the fact. It's the very premise on which this case is built.
Objection!
How dare
Well,
you?
you're dumb, but that premise may be wrong. Just like your birth.
Oh.
You want to say that again? If the
Yeah, I
victim
do.
really was sitting beside Mr. McGilded, it creates an inconsistency that... I apologize. I'm gonna leave. It can't be reconciled in any way. What inconsistency, counsel? The defendant's gloves, my lord. Wait, this is paper. Both
These are
witnesses
gloves.
made the same testimony. They claim that there was blood on both hands of the person sitting next to the victim.
Objection!
No. Yet we know the truth to be otherwise. Only one glove bears the gory remains.
Objection!
Do not cut me off again. The point is, even in the face of this irrefutable evidence, both witnesses have maintained their stance. Yes, their testimony remains unchanged.
I love when they do the back and forth objections in Ace Attorney
Yeah.
games.
Exactly. They both adamantly swear that they clearly remember seeing blood on both hands of the assailant.
It's about to be your blood on my hands.
In short, their memory of events is correct, and their testimony reveals the truth. Damn.
Look
was
at
somebody
lady. Did you
else.
do lady first?
Oh no. Sitting beside the victim that night, a third party we have yet to identify. And the victim's blood was on that passenger's hands, both of them.
Objection!
Shut the hell up. And who was this third party? Obviously, your dad, the true
Oh
culprit.
shit, your dad?
Extraordinary.
Alright, Beppo, chill the fuck out, man. Or don't chill anymore, actually.
Order, order. What exactly are you postulating?
Objection!
Bullshit, that's what. The defense's postulation is just that. Nothing more than conjecture.
Baseless conjecture.
The witnesses have clearly stated they saw the accused.
Objection!
But when elaborating on his testimony, Mr. Fairplay said the two of them were wearing hats and I couldn't exactly make out their faces. Yes. The tops of their heads were obscured by the roof. I could see the rest of them, though.
Yes, that's right. Both gents were most certainly hatted. Hatters do tend to notice such things, sir.
Do you need me to glue the fucking hat to your head?
That would actually probably help.
And what particular styles of hat did the two gentlemen sport, Mr. First? They were actually...
Dunce cap?
They didn't have any hats, and they were actually bald.
They were both bald. I'm afraid I don't remember.
And you call yourself a hatter? The style of hat makes no difference. There was no third passenger in the cabin. How can you be so sure?
Because I was there.
Because if there had been, the accused, Mr. McGilded, would undoubtedly have offered to depose the fact.
Yeah.
Unless, that is, you are proposing an even more preposterous explanation. That the accused failed to even notice the presence of a true culprit in the very cabin in which he traveled. You're giving me an
Shocking.
idea. He's right. If there was another person traveling in the enclosed cabin of the omnibus, it's inconceivable that Mr. McGilded would have been unaware of it. Order! There is clearly a simple solution to this problem. Bring the accused, Mr. McGilded, to the stand. Well, what say you, counsel? The prosecution objects, my lord.
Wow, no
On
surprises
what
there.
grounds? On what grounds? I'm putting you in the ground.
Oh,
As a
shit.
suspect, he will have already made a full statement to the police. But what if there's some reason why he's unable to speak freely?
Like his mouth is glued
Magnus.
shut.
Magnus McGilded is no uneducated ruffian. And you also are... Actually, no, you are uneducated. Get the fuck out of my court. What? And indeed, turns out the man has been withholding information. I will sew his mouth to his ass. You be sure it will have
Jesus
been a most
Christ.
deliberate act. That's crazy. Counsel for the defense, what is your opinion? This is getting good. My lord, should we ask for Mr. McGilded to testify or not? Yes, we need to hear what he has to say in order to find out the truth. Put your hand down. The defense would like to call Mr. McGilded to the stand. In that case, I would like to hear the opinion of the jury.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
yes, sir. I need a little more time to consider this. Bro, what are you talking about? Literally, getting more information out of him is not a bad thing.
Right?
I don't know why that's
Fucking
so
goon
hard.
squad up here.
If you ask me, I think we should hear what Mr. McGilded has to say.
Yeah, get the man out here, I say. Get his ass out here.
It would be utterly illogical not to hear his testimony.
Why is my knight so stiff?
Could you shut the hell up?
What are the doing and get it done? That's how I run things at the guild. You.
I have no idea what's going on still. Hearing what the patron of my favorite little park has to say? Oh, yes, that would be lovely.
Oh my. Whatever. Yes, the jury says the man must be heard. Even though you were clearly against it. Very well, the court will hear the defendant's testimony. Bailiff, show the defendant to the stand at once.
Here's the stand.
All right, you little fuckhead. Get up there.
Get up here.
I don't know who the hell you're talking to.
You.
Now, maybe what actually happened that night. The lat night will finally become clear. About as clear as my shit.
What the fuck is that supposed to mean?
I mean, it's not clear at all. Let the proceedings be resumed.
My shit is transparent. I don't know what you're talking about.
Mr. McGilded. Oh, God. I should have the accent down by now, but it's hard. I've been listening to the discourse of the day.
No.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. To be sure,
Hello.
I have, my lord. What the
Hello.
hell? Not too mad as the
Hello.
court desires, dear. Hello. The first is whether or not there was a third party with you in the omnibus cabin, as proposed by the defense. The second is that if such a person was indeed present, why did you conceal that fact from the police? And third, what the fuck is your accent?
Well, let's see.
Begad, no, it is not in my nature to hide anything at all. Just answer the question, dickless.
How do you know if I do or do not have a dick?
I'm going to stuff you in my little hat. The truth of the matter is, I've been desperate about this all along. Do I tell you it's all, keep your mouth shut. Keep your mouth shut. Tell us what, Mr. McGilded? Tell me.
Tell me.
Oh my god.
I want to know.
The fine fella representing me is absolutely right. In the carriage on the night with myself and the other man, there was another passenger. It's true.
Duh.
It was me who helped the little urchin get away after it all happened. Wow. What?
I'm just standing here.
Oh my god. No, Magnus McGilded. That convenient excuse can't save you now. I'm truly sorry I am, Lord Von Zeeks. I'm sure you'll be wanting to know why I said some... Oh my god.
Nuttin'. We're nutting.
Why I said
in
none when I was
court?
taken in by the police. I
What?
do be having a very good... I do be having a very good reason, I assure you. Which was... Well, the little child was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. And not in any way involved, you see. What?
I plumb fucking forgot about it.
If the police had known the wee one was there, they'd have assumed she'd done it. They'd have hauled me up. I'm gonna kill someone. They'd have hauled her into this here courtroom, just like myself. I was only trying to spare her that. But clearly, that didn't fucking work. Young hearts and real minds are easily damaged, my lord.
Yeah, like mine right now.
I'm going to damage your face next. And who was this young child of whom you speak? These
I don't
nuts?
fucking know.
That, I don't know. You don't know. Aye, well, the wee thing just happened to be in the carriage that night. Never saw it before or since.
Objection!
We have absolutely no reason to believe this man. The prosecution calls for the witness's statements to be disregarded by the court.
To be destroyed.
Wouldn't be surprised. If the urchin isn't here in this courtroom as we speak, listening to the proceedings. What? So yeah, and then I was like, smoke?
And then I was like, oh, smoke.
There's fire. No, someone's trying to get away. No use. I can't see anything through all the smoke, dude. What's going on?
Be careful, Mr. Naruhodo. Cover your face.
It's white as fuck in here.
Oh my god.
Bailiff, don't let the accused escape. Secure the omnibus. Hereby call an emergency recess. Bailiff, ensure the
secure my
defendant is in
balls
custody. And clear the courtroom. I'll clear your nuts in a minute. We were hurriedly removed from the smoke-filled courtroom by the bailiff, amid scenes of chaos as people stumbled over one another in the desperation to flee the chamber. I got throttled through the floor. We had no idea what was happening. All we knew was that, for the time being at least, the trial was suspended. And my nuts were suspended on the wall.
Tibika.
Typica.
Tibika.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh my god.
What the hell is going on? Dur.
18th February, 12:52 p.m. The Old Bailey defendants fucking balls. Yes.
What on earth is happening there? What on earth was that location?
Mr. Naruhodo, I don't think we're in fucking balls. I've managed to find out what happened.
Miss Susato. Yeah, I know. A fucking bomb went off.
I was told it was an advanced form of smoke grenade, a type of exploding device that releases smoke.
Wow. A smoke grenade. It sounds like the sort of thing ninjas use.
They're just making sure everything is safe now. I think the trial will start again before long.
But who would have done something like that?
Me. The police managed to catch someone who was trying to flee the courtroom, apparently.
Flee the courtroom? Why?
Well, it's a young girl of around 15, I hear.
A young girl? Then could it be the other passenger that Mr. McGilda was just talking about?
My thoughts exactly.
So he wasn't lying. Oh, what's become of Mr. McGilda, actually? There are so
he
many
died.
things I need to ask him about, but he's not here.
Yeah, he's dead. I think he was summoned to the prosecutor's antechamber to answer questions. Along with the young girl.
Who is she, I wonder? What was she even doing here at the trial? She was taking a huge risk, and for what possible benefit to herself?
There's another matter that's troubling me.
What's that?
Why does your breath smell so bad? The 20 pence.
I'm actually not sure if we have toothbrushes in this day and age. Huh? Well... Yeah, I don't know.
Please never do that again. According to the coachman, Mr. Beppo,
Good fucking lord. I need to go inside the courtroom. We'll be right back. I smell that from here.
he took 4 passengers that night at a fare of 5 pence each. That comes to a total of 20 pence exactly.
You could do math. But now it
can.
seems like there were in fact 5 passengers.
Which means the figures don't seem to add up again.
She's right. That is strange. Counsel for the defense, kindly proceed into the courtroom and keep your mouth shut while you're at it.
They just
Trial will
blipped her out of existence.
recommence in 5 minutes. Oh, thank you, officer. We'll go in straight away. Yeah, actually, did you just fucking leave?
I'm back. Well, whoever she is, I imagine this young girl will be asked to take the stand and testify now.
Can y'all get out?
I really can't imagine what she's going to say, but it could alter the direction of the whole trial. I changed the wording because I felt like it.
I'm gonna alter the direction of your neck.
I
I'll know
like to
soon
see you
enough,
try.
Miss Usato.
Yes.
Give me your balls. No,
What the fuck?
he's gonna alter the direction of my balls.
Oh no.
18th February, 1 o'clock p.m. The Old Bailey Courtroom.
Now, Luke, read your fucking
What?
lines better.
Fucking what?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Who's that?
This is gonna be tough because now I know for a fact her lines or her accent is directly inserted into the text.
Oh yeah, I'm about to like have a very hard time with this.
Yeah, so we're both gonna be struggling. There's
Jesus.
a young girl next to Mixer Miss.
Wow, we've
Mr.
already lost the
Look.
game.
She must have been the one who caused the disturbance before. My fist wants a word. Well, after that rather eventful recess, the court will now resume the trial of Mr. Magnus McGilded. Mr. Magnum Dong. Now then, Lord Von
Magnum
Seeks.
dong.
My lord,
Mingle dingle.
I believe you've established the cause of the smoke, which failed proceedings earlier. It seems to have been an advanced form of smoke grenade, the sort of typically employed by the army. Good gracious, the army? What a devil's name! It was an elaborate.
Oh my lord.
It was an elaborate attempt.
Oh good
The
heavens.
young girl, the cloak her escaped from the public gallery, but she was caught. And now occupies the stand. Little shit. Your name, girl? Fuck off. Are you responsible for the smoke grenade which introduced such pandemonium here in my courtroom?
Die.
What is the meaning of this deplorable behavior?
I'm literally not even saying anything.
If I may, my lord. No. Yes, Mr. McGilded. I think perhaps I ought to explain here. Why is it that this wee lad was here in the first place? And why should I boat like that? Tis all tied up with the events of that night, so it is. I actually don't fucking know. Very well, Mr. McGilded, give your testimony. You will explain to the court exactly how this young woman is involved in the case. Yeah, he's literally gonna fuck this up. Just what did happen that night? What did happen that night? It's not like the defense lawyer needs that information or anything. Guess I'll do all the talking. On the night in question, I took the back seat in the omnibus and promptly nodded off. Then Bigora allowed we. Oh my god. Then Bigora
Allowed
allowed
me.
in a wee scream. Moving over the fast thought. I shot him.
Wait,
No,
did
it
you
felt like
say you
collapsing.
shot him? What did you just say?
on the floor at my feet, so I sat off on the seat across from me. Then I tried to find out where that scream had come from. And bless my soul, what did I find?
A shart.
There was a chair over there. Got in a ball. I know myself away.
Wow.
I proceeded to
Crazy.
sock her. I remained
the
somewhat
hell?
baffled, I confess, with what I gather on the night in question. The young girl was indeed riding in the omnibus. Is that correct? Correct? Oh my god.
What is going on?
Did exactly as the defense counsel said. This last was the 5th passenger, my lord. My lord?
My lord. Milady.
Very well. The defense may now cross-examine the witnesses. Are you ready, counsel?
No.
Yes, my lord.
Are we ever ready? No.
No. Or rather, no. I
Precisely.
have no idea where to start. Giving up. That's a
Typical.
start.
Typical rightoid.
Good luck nailing my fucking accent. Because you can't. You have no idea how I sound.
Hold it!
And when you first got on the omnibus, were there any other passengers already on board? There were not. The cabin was empty. And there was no one on the roof deck either. You were the first passenger, as it were. I see. Aye. And that's why I took the backside as I did. 'Tis the most comfortable, so it is. Could you explain exactly what you mean by the back seat?
I cannot.
By all means. Just how you already explained
Jesus
it earlier.
Christ.
I'm talking about the seat opposite the one in the poor gentleman who was stabbed in the fucking balls was sitting.
Wow.
Like I said, it is the most comfortable and where I feel most at ease. And of course, I enjoy gazing through the skylight from time to time as well. Yeah, okay.
It's like, okay, I don't buy it, buddy.
Hold it!
A loud thud, you say, and a scream. Aye, that's right. How do I explain it? 'Twas like the sound of someone falling to the ground. That sort of noise. So you think it was the sound of Mr. Mason falling to the floor, having been stabbed? Well, now, you'll remember I was asleep at the time. So I wouldn't like to say. And when the sound woke me, and I opened my eyes, there wasn't a soul to be seen in the carriage, but the fellow on the floor. You didn't see anyone. But at the same moment, you did hear a scream. Ah, from the seats above you on the roof deck, I presume. Not above me, no, my lord. 'Twas from the inside the cabin. But I wasn't altogether thinking about the scream. No, I was too summoned a desperate flight before me eyes. I was like, what?
And then I was like, whoa!
You sat him up? The victim, you mean? That I did, on the seat across from me, as I said. I could plainly see the poor devil was already gone. Anyone would leave a dead man just lying on the floor, now would you?
I would.
Just common courtesy, so it is. I'm such a nice guy.
Oh my
I find
god.
that a little hard to believe. Ara. What?
What
Ada.
the fuck? Ada.
Lord Von Zeeks? Now what would that be? You wait to never fucking say that to me, ever. You wait to find a man lying dead at your feet in a carriage. Any normal person would hail the cabman. Any upstanding member of London society, that is. What are you trying to fucking say? Well now, as you know, I'm in something of a special line of business. The business of lending money at exorbitant rates of interest. Unfortunately, my lord, not everyone is thankful for the help I offer them, and some won't even see me dead. So I do try, where at all possible, to avoid getting myself into tangled with trouble. Are you suggesting you were going to leave the man there? Heavens alive, no! I was always intending to report it, so I was. Only, I didn't mind to find out whys and wherefores first. The whys and wherefores? Right you are. There were some details I wanted to understand before anyone else got to meddling. That wee scream I heard, for example. Wouldn't your good self do just the same? Yes. The scream he says he heard at the same time as the thud of the victim collapsing.
Hold it!
I'm afraid I don't understand. I'm sure you told the court that there was no one else in the carriage except yourself and the victim. A fucking lie? So I did, sir, so I did. As far as I could see, that is. What do you mean by that? Well now, 'tis a queer thing. The wee scream I heard as I woke up.
What'd you call me?
It came from, if you'll excuse the vulgar expression, under me asshole backside. Good gracious, you asshole! Under your backside. And when I lifted the seat on which I'd been sitting, I found there was a wee cubbyhole there for storage.
Mr. Naruhodo, we can examine the omnibus ourselves, remember?
Yes, of course. The whole bus was submitted as evidence.
The whole bus. This would be a very good time to have a thorough look around inside.
And that's when I found her. Little shithead was inside the cubbyhole. Alright, so let me look.
Alrighty. What we got?
Phoenix
What we
Wright
got?
Omnibus. Whoa! Going in.
Well, let's open the door and go inside, shall we?
Ugh, the scene of a murder. It's horrible.
I love it. Beautiful. Wow.
Blood. Ew! That's blood that's soaked into the seat. The victim's obviously.
Yes, and that seat would be clearly visible from the roof deck.
Would you really stab somebody in full view of the other passengers like that, I wonder?
I would. Well, it was after dark.
Well, we all know you would.
Hee. And there was a lamp on in here, so perhaps the culprit couldn't see anything outside through the skylight.
Whichever way you look at it, it doesn't seem like it was a planned attack. That's blood, isn't it?
No. Is something wrong?
Oh, it's just, well, this bloodstain's so obvious, that's all. And yet Von Zieks has made no mention of it.
Clearly amateur work. I suppose that does seem a little strange.
What did that bitch just say? Why do I have such a bad feeling about this? This seat looks reasonably soft, but it's actually rather hard when you sit on it. Only just wide enough for two gentlemen to sit side by side, really.
Of course, an English gentlewoman would be dressed in such finery. It would be quite impossible for her to climb up to the roof deck, so she would be seated here.
The one in kimono would have the same problem. Women's clothes are very impractical, aren't they? The seat has a handle, it seems.
Wow.
Well. This is a storage compartment, but there's nothing inside. It's totally empty.
Get in.
Something doesn't seem right here, but I can't put my finger on what it is.
Get inside.
Get in the cubby.
Get in the hole.
Hold it!
You say she was hiding herself. Aye, that's right. It was hard to see in the dim lamplight, but she was all caught up in a wee ball. When her eyes met, well, my heart nearly stopped beating in my chest. In my
I wish
chesticle.
it did.
You're really overacting this. Still in all, I pulled her out from under there. I sat her on the seat opposite so I could have a wee chinwag with her. The seat opposite? That's right, just next to the dead gentleman there. You sat this young girl next to a corpse, sir. I thought it was pretty funny. Well, as I'm sure I mentioned, a gentleman in my position can all too often find himself in mortal danger. So, I needed to find out just who this urchin was, you see.
I like that she's been in that pose for the past, like, hour.
Yeah. And while I was in the middle of talking with her, I heard another scream. A fella's voice this time. Presumably, that scream was Mr. First, who was sitting on the roof deck seats. Right you are again, I would say, sir. Looking down through the skylight, you must have seen this young girl and a gentleman with a knife in his belly. In other words, the previous witnesses did not in fact see you at all, Mr. McGilded. What they believed to be yourself and the victim were in fact this girl and the late Mr. Mason. Aye, my lord. I was, as I think everyone understands now, sat at the back of the carriage, out of sight. In other words, all of y'all are fucking idiots. It's certainly plausible. The defendant is somewhat diminutive.
Nailed it.
Sasha,
Diminutive.
I'm really confused, perhaps, with this young girl. After that, of course. The scream from the gentleman over us. Over us? I don't know why I sound like that. The driver realized something was wrong and pulled up the horses. Thank you. I've heard enough. This trial's going downhill fast. As the events as explained, are clear in my... Oh my god. However,
sure?
at least one conundrum remains. Who is the girl, and who is going to read my lines correctly?
No one.
Her name is Gina Lestrade, my lord. So that name is unchanged.
Jaina.
She's a chancer, earns her custom on large crowds, relieving people of their purses. What's commonly called a pickpocket. In other words, a bitch.
What? A pick
This
who's
girl here, a petty thief. All right, we need to amputate her hands.
Oh God, no.
Order! Is this true, Miss Lestrade? Answer me when I'm talking to you.
I'm literally
Miss
just
Lestrade, you
on
will answer the question. What the
I
fuck?
got a fucking gun, bitch.
How dare you? What is the meaning of this? Bye.
Boy.
The girl, she's gone.
I love her. Is that her?
Yeah, it
Open
is.
your eyes. Stupid. I'm over here.
Ah, she got you? Good gracious, how? What was the point in that little sidestep?
I know.
Oh God.
I know what
Yeah.
you lot are thinking. Grown-ups are all the same. This dirty little dipper, you say, slipped up and got caught at the job. Holy fuck. She got herself backed into a corner, so I knifed the gent.
I apologize to all British viewers.
Yeah.
Go on.
I
That's
also
what's in your heads,
apologize
isn't
for McGilda's shitty voice acting right now. No, not at all. This is a court of law. We're here to determine the truth, not cast.
Put 'em up.
Smells like poop.
That's what I fucking thought. Look, knives are for cowards. Only thugs use weapons like that. All I need is what the fuck? All I need for what I do are these fingers. I'm a professional, alright. Maybe not in your eyes, but I got pride in what I do.
Let me guess. You don't count smoke guns among weapons for thugs?
No. Stupid.
Oh, this? Yeah. This is in my bag I lifted the other day, down to where they keep the four-wheel drags. It's nice, isn't it? I like the pink best.
No, do not wave that thing in my direction again.
Or what?
I need another drink. So, you admit that you were riding the omnibus on the night in question. You gonna fucking
I don't
answer
like
me?
you.
Tis alright, lass. You can tell him the truth now. You might die, but go on.
Not if I kill him first. Alright, yeah. It's just like that Irishman said.
Okay, so they did actually confirm that he's Irish.
Irish confirmed.
Oh my god. Like Irish accents and Scottish accents, I'm horrible at.
The court
court
accepts
ex-
this girl.
I mean, a lot of you already realize that by this point, but the court accepts this girl. Miss Gina Lestrade is a valid and significant witness in this case. Accordingly, young lady, we will now hear your testimony, if you please.
No, you won't.
You will tell the court exactly what happened in the omnibus on the night in question.
Alright. If I have to.
Yes, you do.
Do I though?
So I snuck inside the carriage before they hooked up. The horses, just like always. But it was right or waste of time. I got nothing to show for me troubles that night. I tell ya, you can't see a blind thing in that hiding place. It's pitch in there. Then after a while, I hear this loud bang. Nearly jumped out of me skin, me did. Me did? And the scream
did?
just came out. It's because of that
This swell found me.
Holy fuck! He did help me get away, mind.
I guess I
Jesus
did.
Christ.
Yes, he let you. Now you know how I feel.
I do.
I fail to understand why you would let the street urchin. Oh my god. Why would you let the street urchin fucking live? Oh, just to please himself, my lord. You see, she could possibly have killed the other passenger. I knew that for a fact. How? As I'm sure I said before, sir.
Well, you didn't, so.
I was sitting right on top of the place where she was hiding herself. Oh, I think a demonstration is called for. Oh my god, do you have a fucking brain? I don't think you do. This is where I was sat last night. And the cubbyhole of which you have spoken is underneath the seat, I presume.
It's full of piss.
There's a couple of bugs in there. Yes, it does appear this large enough to accommodate someone of this girl's stature. Aye, but of course, the wee lass was stuck in there. I could fit your body in there too. I guess I'd park myself on the seat for the duration. Ah. So you see, that's why I let the last boat. I knew that if the police found her there, they'd automatically assume she'd done it. But I couldn't live with myself if a young life was ruined, when all the time I knew she was innocent. Even though you must have realized your action would result in your own innocence being called into question. No, dumbass. No, my lord. Not at all. I knew in my own heart that I was innocent. So I thought, it was worth taking upon my own good name for the sake of this less unfortunate lass. Unfortunate fuck.
My goodness. What a perfect gentleman.
My lord, this fine example of a man cannot possibly give it to
Great. Stellar performance.
I wish to change my verdict, please.
Take it away,
Fine.
juror number 1.
I'm ashamed of myself for ever doubting you, sir.
I'm ashamed of
Fire,
myself,
fire.
period.
I wish to leave the courtroom.
God, this is like, okay. It's like 1 o'clock right now in the morning. So my brain is starting to melt.
That's fair.
With calm, calculated reasoning, one arrives clearly at the truth every time.
You clearly didn't. The first time.
I'm right always.
Because I'm right all the time.
Because I'm right all the time.
Saints alive. All 6 members of the jury consensual now leaning to a verdict of not guilty. Holy balls.
Mr. Naruhodo, this, well, it must mean.
It must mean what?
I didn't think I'd get this far. That we're victorious.
We freaking won!
We freaking won!
We've won? Are you sure? Ada?
Ara ara.
Yeah, there we go.
Damn, there it is, the signature pose.
Yet the sight of my Ardheed Wellingtons offends. Pray do forgive the discourtesy.
This man is so fucking extra. There is no reason for that.
He is. This really is a consummate example of the one monumental flaw in British judicial practices. What do you mean?
I'm all ears.
Where evidence and reasoning should be paramount, emotion rules the day. Emotion? The witness's latest statement gives us a clear insight into his true nature. What do you mean, his true nature? Oh
I
my
mean, his
God.
true nature.
Do you really think Scotland Yard would have made such a glaring omission? After the incident, the omnibus was comprehensively searched by the officers of the police. Obviously, the interior of this cubbyhole, as the witness put it, was included in their investigation. The compartment of the posterior seat was full of the coachman's belongings. It's noted in black and white here in the police report. Good lord. The evidence has been tampered with. In order to corroborate Mr. McGilden's story, someone has unlawfully removed everything from under the seat. What? So does this mean I win?
I'm gonna leave.
Order! How could such a devious contrivance possibly have been affected, counsel? Naturally, we must acknowledge the deficiencies of the constabulary in allowing this to have happened. However, I assure you, when the omnibus was wheeled into the courtroom this morning, the compartment under the seat was not empty.
It was full of
Well,
pigs.
my Nipponese friend? Huh? Me? When the carriage was submitted as evidence, doubtless you examined it in fine detail, as would any self-respecting practitioner of the law. Split hearts with Mario Kart's dogs. Pray, what did you find the condition of the under seat compartment to be? Oh, to be sure. Your gentleman will be able to clear this up in a jiffy. Sorry? Go ahead. You tell the court now, fella. Oh, this is all an elaborate excuse by the desperate Lord Van Zeeks.
You're in the hot seat now, buddy.
Yeah. Well, counsel, do you have something to say on the matter? How am I supposed to answer? What can I say about the state of that little compartment under the seat in the omnibus?
All right.
Oh boy. Well, looks like we'll just see if it was empty or wasn't empty in the next episode.
Oh shit.
Oh snap. But yeah, each of these choices is actually pretty interesting. Like, whatever you pick, you'll get an interesting reaction out of the defendant and also the prosecution. So I guess we'll kick off the next episode with that.
Hells yeah.
So, as always, if you all enjoyed and want to keep this series going, you know what to do. Be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll catch you all in the next episode.
episode.